New at 11, a grieving mother now urging Governor Kathy Hochul to do the right thing, she says, and sign a bill that she believes would help families just like hers receive compensation when they believe they've had a wrongful death.
The Columbia County mom is suing the Albany Med health system after she says her 3-year-old son died in their care after visiting its doctor's offices and the ER a handful of times. NewsChannel 13's Tessa Bentulin spoke to the mom who says she doesn't want other families to go through her pain. Tessa.
Hi, Rachel and Steve. Carrie Sue McManus is speaking out all for her little boy, Micah, as you see here with that big smile on his face. He died at 3 years old 2 years ago. She says Micah would have been starting kindergarten now, and she believes Micah might still be here if she was taken seriously.
I want to start this interview with the pictures that you sent me of Micah. Boy, is he adorable. And that big smile that he had, I just love it.
I know, he had just the best smile I've ever seen. He loved the outdoors. He was incredibly aware and astute, and he was just a sponge. He was learning everything and processing it all the time.
Micah McManus was the best person his mom, Carrie Sue, knew. But she wished she could know more about her son.
And my son was 3 years old, and a lot of children die, unfortunately, in situations like this.
Carrie Sue just filed a 116-page lawsuit against Albany Med and its partners for medical malpractice and wrongful death after Micah died from a pulmonary embolism. He'd been in Albany Med's pediatric emergency room for 17 hours that day in November 2022. And it was the third time there in a 2-week period.
Said I didn't even see a lot of times the same doctor more than one time within a couple-hour period that I was there. I knew something was wrong and no one listened.
Carrie Sue says Micah got COVID just a couple weeks before the ER visits. Many of his symptoms were not going away. There were a few visits to Micah's pediatrician, but Carrie Sue says she still felt she wasn't being taken seriously.
If I could create a sense of accountability where they can really examine what they did wrong, I would really like that to not happen to anyone else.
It's why Carrie Sue is strongly advocating for Governor Kathy Hochul to sign the Grieving Families Act. This reform expands who can file wrongful death lawsuits on behalf of their loved one and what damages a person or family can sue for, including grief, anguish, and loss of love. It's the third consecutive year the New York State legislature has passed the bill. Both prior versions suffered a veto.
I don't ever get my son back, and I have to carry that with me for the rest of my life. And I would, like I said, I would not wish that on anyone, but I hope that his story can bring some awareness to the things that can happen.
Albany Med also responding tonight. They said they could not comment on active lawsuits, but the hospital did express how it's the only level 1 pediatric trauma center in the capital region. Albany Med says, quote, while there are multiple factors to consider when looking at the duration of patient visits, we are doing everything we can from every angle to ensure everyone has access to the care they need when they need it, end quote. The Times Union was the first to report this story. Rachel and Steve.
Heartbreaking. Thank you so much.